Hello everyone, this is Chris from GBC Forex Academy. I'm going to give a trade forecast for Eurusd and US card. I have not given a trade forecast for some time. The last time I gave a trade forecast, I said actually Euro was to buy because of it had broken a particular trend line and based on the way the market was moving. But what happened was that during that very week, interest rate was released. I don't trade only technicals, I trade both technicals and fundamentals. I use both of them as a confluence to form my bias. So I don't trade in isolation. So I said that very week Euro was to buy, but the problem that now occurred was during that very week, interest rate was released, so it brought price to the downside after taking liquidity, brought price to the downside. And of course, this very week, what happened was that a Bank of America did not actually, the Federal Reserve of America did not actually um, reduce the interest rate, so the interest rate remains intact. So, because the interest rate remain intact and you will reduce the interest rate, it therefore means that this daily trend line, of course, this is a false break. Of course, price respected this very zone. Price came here, of course, and we see price came to the downside. See this bullish candle that came to this very downside shows that this bearish line is being respected and it is a confluence with the interest rate differential. So of course, I'm expecting that what price will do, that price will come to the downside. So I am changing my bias. Why is that? Technical traders in the forex market we tend to be changing our bias because we change our bias often because of we react based on what the market is doing. You observe for this very year the market seems to somehow to be ranging. See what the market is doing, see what the market is doing, see what the market is doing. So if probably we were buying here before and your stop loss it was here and you did not take your profits, of course you would have been taken out. Course you have taken out. And if you sold here before and you didn't take your profit somewhere, you have been taken out. So there is need for us to always be changing our bias because of what the market is actually doing. So let me go to a lower time frame. Since currently we are biased now, I'll go to a lower time frame. If I check the daily, next position I come to usually will be the 1 hour. I don't need to go to the 4 hour. So now 1 hour. I come to the 1 hour. Of course, this is the daily trend line that we saw here. Of course, this was a false break. We have an imbalance here. If I'm to take the trade to the downside, power things I want to see a sweep of liquidity. This gap that was here, I cleared this very gap that was here. I entered somewhere here. I initially entered somewhere here. And when I observed that market was ranging, quickly got out and we entered somewhere here. I cleared this very gap that was here. Till I got over 60 pips there about. Then, okay, of course, over here, I am not selling the market yet. I will need a sort of a kind of sweep of internal liquidity. So, and of course, there's an imbalance here. This was a zone where interest rate was released, so it has not tapped into that very zone. So, what am I expecting price to do? I see expecting price to come to the upward side. Sweep, of course, is very high before coming to the downside. So, I am bearish on Euro USD. Let's go to USD card. Come to USD card. Of course, let's come to the. We are going to come to the daily. You come to the daily. When you come to the daily, of course, this is what we are going to see. Just on the daily, this is a channel. Usually, I'm not comfortable with trading channels, but the thing is that you can't just be waiting for the channels to be broken. So, price has been respecting this very channel. Another thing what happened again was that there was release of interest rate. It was a release of interest rate. Price ought to have come to the downside to support liquidity, but um, government of Canada they reduced interest rate to 25 basis points, and of course US they allowed that interest rate to remain the same. So therefore means that we expect US dollar to be bullish against Canadian dollar, though we are trading in a channel. Okay, let's come to the 1 hour. Okay, come to the 1 hour, observe a number of things. This was the zone where interest rate was reduced. When interest rate was reduced, price went to the upside. This is a um, daily trend line because the charity upside. Of course, this is another daily trend line to this very side. Now, what am I expecting to do? I'm expecting US dollar to be bullish because of Canadian government reduced their interest rate to 25 basis points. And let's not forget the NFP that was released, of course, favored the US dollar. So what am I expecting to? I'm expecting to buy. When am I expecting to buy? I'm expecting to buy when I see that there's a sweep of an internal liquidity on external liquidity since I already have a bias to the upside. Of course, what do I mean? I'm expecting this very low to be swept. Because I'm expecting this very low to be swept, they give me a confirmation to the upside. I am not talking about British pound US dollar because British pound US dollar is as currently bullish against US dollar, US dollar, and I don't expect it to continue for long. So trading British pound US dollar, I don't expect to continue for long. But usually, what happens is that the US dollar and US dollar, British pound, or British pound US dollar, euro US dollar usually go in the same direction. So I don't trade British pound US dollar for a time. I think probably is very risky. So the time probably I would think of trading British pound US dollar is when the British government will kind of like reduce their interest rate so that will now give you British pound the same confidence. Then I can be confident enough to trade British pound US dollar. That's going to be my bias for this very week. So for this very week to next week, I'm expecting US dollar to buy against Canadian dollar, but I am not buying yet. This is very buy those things in liquidity. Then of course for you US dollar expecting price to actually buy. So hope the forecast was kind of helpful for you. Please, if you like what I do, help this very channel to grow by subscribing and liking and making comments. Thank you very much.